Sacramento First Church of the Nazarene, and today we're going to talk about God's power. Imagine what it would have been like to live in a time when there was not electricity. Electricity just didn't exist at all. Having access to power completely changed our lives. Now I'm just curious, in your home or wherever you're watching this video, I want you to raise your hand if you're wearing clean clothes. Or at least mostly clean clothes. Tell me if you can relate to this. One person in your family does the laundry. After it's clean, they give you a pile of clothes to take to your bedroom. Then that pile of clothes sits on your bed or on your dresser or in the corner of your room on a chair, and you wear them piece by piece until all of the clothes are now dirty again and lying on a pile on the floor. Did I get any of that right? Am I close? It's easier now more than ever to wash a load of clothes. But for your great-grandparents, it was much more time-consuming. It was this huge process. In the early 1900s, on Sunday nights, copper tubs would be filled with clothes and soap and water to soak overnight. Then the next day, they would add more soap, and the tubs would be placed over fires, and the clothes would be turned over and over and over again for hours until they were clean. Next, they would wring the clothes out using a hand crank machine with 2 rollers, or wring them by hand and then hang them to dry. This is how most women spent every Monday until the invention of the washing machine in the 1920s. This sounds absolutely ridiculous to me, and I can promise you that I would have wanted no part of any of this. But can you imagine how much life would have changed when it only took a few hours to do the laundry instead of an entire day, plus all of the prep time beforehand? That would have been life-changing, right? But believe it or not, some women still refuse to use new fancy washing machines. They kept washing clothes the same way they always had. Maybe they thought they could do a better job, or maybe they just didn't want to take the time to learn how to use a new washing machine. I really am trying to make a point here. I'm not just trying to tell you about the invention of the washing machine, although it's a pretty fabulous invention. Before you became a follower of Jesus, you were like that person who had to hand wash their clothes the hard way. Once you began a relationship with God, you were given a washing machine. You now can live with power. You don't have to use the power that God gives you, but do you really want to be the person who doesn't see the value of using a washing machine? I don't. Power makes things easier. As a believer, it means we rely less on our own strength to learn, and we depend on God. Isaiah 40:29 tells us, "He gives power to the weak and strength to the powerless." Do you ever feel weak and powerless? I know that I do, all the time. There are people all around you, and possibly even you, people who feel like they aren't making it through life very easily, because life can be really tough. But I want you to think about this for a minute. God's power created the heavens and the earth. When he said, "Let there be light," the light came to the earth, and he created day and night with one sentence. That same power is available to you. Throughout your life, you will face situations that will seem impossible, but God's power can deliver you, even when you're backed into a corner and you feel like you have no way out. Often our minds have trouble seeing a way out, but we don't have to see it, because all we have to do is put our trust in God, knowing that he can see what we cannot. Romans 7:24-25 tells us, "I've tried everything and nothing helps. I am at the end of my rope. Is there no one who can do anything for me?" The answer, thank God, is that Jesus Christ can and does. God wants us to seek his power before we get to the point where we are at the end of our rope. It's impossible to change ourselves to become more like God without God's help. So today, you can ask God to give you the power to live your best life. When we realize that we are weak and our own strength isn't enough, that's exactly when God will show us how much more powerful he is. So trust and rely in God's power.